Hey guys, I wanted to bring you another YouTube video. Sometime this next week, we'll find out if Deebo Samuel will still be a 49er. Because the draft starts next week. First round is going to be on Thursday here in my hometown now of Las Vegas. I wish I could go to the draft now because there's going to be more intrigue because we're anticipating Deebo can be or potentially be traded. I know that the Niners are saying that they're not interested, but apparently they knew that Deebo wanted to be traded for almost a week now, and that's probably why Deebo posted some stuff that's kind of cryptic, and then deleted some tweets and stuff like that. So I don't know if they're going to get what they're asking because they kind of botched the whole Jimmy Garoppolo trade potential, and supposedly they're hoping to try to trade him during draft night again. Obviously, they're going to want to try to get a wide receiver if they can replace Deebo. The problem is that you probably don't want to show your hand too early because in that way teams could try to leap ahead of you if you do get the trade. So I would wait till the last minute if you can. But I would really target, and if I had to put money on it, I would say probably the Jets would be my favorite to say that they're going to get or end up with Deebo. They have the number 4 and the number 10 pick, and then they have some early second round picks. I don't think they're going to give up the 4th pick, but I could see maybe the 10th pick and maybe a 4th or 5th rounder to toss it in there. But I just don't know if they're going to get their 2 first round picks or I think they were asking 2 first rounds, a second, a third, and a 4th. Something similar to what Tyreek Hill, but obviously Tyreek Hill was a huge package. I mean, I would go for something like that if you could get that many, especially they're better at drafting later than early. But then if they find one of these top receivers that they're saying they can probably target, then you at least could hold them for 5 years, unlike what's going on with Deebo with the 4-year without the 5-year player option. Me personally, I mean, I understand both sides. I would have not probably done because you know how Deebo is. He is an emotional player. You saw how the NFC Championship game ended and how he was emotional. So if you know that he is going to be insulted and he already kind of said, this is my number, you don't want to come too low, especially with the reports were saying that you could have probably came in at 18 million for Christian Kirk money, which is really would have been a slap in the face, honestly, if you offered 18 million, because obviously he's way better than Christian Kirk. But the issue is that you're using him as a running back, and I can see why he's probably complaining about that because running backs don't last long. And the problem as a Niners fan, I know that they run these running backs down to the until their wheels fall off in those things. So look at Raheem Mostert. He was a great player for a couple of years, and then he wasn't the same. He missed all of this year, and obviously he went to Miami. So I don't know if that's where Deebo wanted to go, but he does have a house out there. He wants to be closer to family and friends in South Carolina, so that makes sense if he goes to the East Coast or somewhere in the South. That's where I think the Jets could come in. I've heard one of the dark horse could be the Baltimore Ravens, which would make sense if they have to draft capital. Especially they've been trying to get a wide receiver for Lamar Jackson. Another one, I guess, tied to social media was that Deebo Samuel liked a tweet by the Dallas Cowboys and then unfollowed or undeleted. So that is another dark horse. Apparently the Chiefs and Packers might be interested, especially they got some draft capital from the trade, so they might look into it. So that's another team. I doubt they would trade to the Packers. Who else is rumored on there that I saw? the Patriots, which I doubt they're going to do anything like that. They really don't make those type of trades. The Colts was on the list. I don't think they're going to make that type of trade. The Lions were actually on the list on there too. They do have some draft capital. The Saints were on the list, but they don't have the quarterback. So, but if they're going to use him as a running back and receiver, then maybe that will help alleviate. I mean, Jared Goff is probably as similar, I think, as Jimmy G. So honestly, it would make sense for both sides to make that trade if there is the right trade out there. But I don't know if you're going to get that same Tyreek Hill because especially he's only had one breakout year. He's been out of shape for that 1 year when he came into training camp. And I mean, he's been injury prone too. So I wouldn't pay him that much if I could. I would probably do a shorter contract for 3 years and then kind of propose to him, hey, you'll be the highest paid for the first 3 years, and then give him that option. So then that way he has that third contract that he's looking for. So draft night is going to be very interesting. I would really say we're not going to know until draft night on day 1 or day 2 if he is traded. I don't see him being traded for day 3. And if they don't trade him, I would say they're probably going to be better off playing hardball and just let him sit out and get fined. So, because that way he's going to have to play it out because unlike the NBA, you can't sit out and not get fined and anything like that. So, then you're kind of wasting a whole year that way. And you could be treated like Le'Veon Bell. So, go ahead and let me know what you think, especially if you're a Niners fan. If you're not a Niners fan, would you make that trade for Deebo Samuel, knowing what he wants and what he's looking for? But again, nobody knows what he is upset about. But go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. Thanks.